fashion, music, wellness.
And don't forget sex.
Mostly sex.
If it's trending, they'll be talking about it. Trend Radio is right here.
And right now, I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
And we always have something great to say.
Because it's us. So stay tuned.
You'll be glad you did. Good morning, Elise.
Good morning.
And what I have to say to you today is, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Elise. Happy birthday to you.
You're going to repeat that tomorrow, though, for my birthday, right?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Absolutely
Fantastic.
Will. And I am going to buy you the biggest cup of Starbucks coffee that you've ever seen.
And if you do, you know I'm going to freak out.
Because you love Starbucks coffee.
You know I do. You know I do.
Yes, you
but
do.
you also know that I have such a problem politically when companies endorse political figures.
Elise, we're not a political show.
I know that we're not, but the CEO of Starbucks endorsed Hillary Clinton.
What?
And I have an issue with that because whether you're a Democrat or a Republican or even independent, I don't think big companies like that should ever endorse a political figure. They just shouldn't. And now, thank you, Mr. CEO, I will no longer be buying my Starbucks favorite drink ever for $5. I am going to take those $5 bills and do exactly what Dina told me to do. I'm going to continue to save them instead of spending them on anything Starbucks.
And you know what's interesting?
You saved me a lot of money, Mr. CEO. Thank you very much.
Thursday was International Coffee Day.
Yes, I know. So anyway, what else are you going to buy me? Because you're not going to buy me that. Something else, right?
Yeah. we like my grandmother said, Anthony, I'm going to give you something good.
Okay.
That's what my grandmother, and it was usually jelly and cream cheese on a cracker.
Oh, you know what? That's pretty tasty. That's pretty tasty.
You know
what?
We got a sexy show today.
We sure do. We always have a sexy,
it's a sexy show.
But I just have to say one more thing.
Sure.
How about the weather? Really? It's fabulous.
It is.
And you know what's so great? This weekend, because it is my birthday weekend, actually, you know that I celebrate the entire month of October.
Yes. Yeah, I know that you're drunk almost every day.
Stop it.
In fact, I think the actual birthday is the day that you don't drink. It's all the rest of them that you do.
Okay, stop. I do want to say this one more thing. I want to wish everyone who supports Breast Cancer Awareness Month good love and good health and good everything, because breast cancer is nothing to shake a stick at, and it's hard to deal with. It's awful. As you know, I've been dealing with it myself. It's been my journey for the past couple of years, and I just want to wish everyone good health and everything positive, especially right now. So, anyway, moving on to sex.
Okay. Now, you know, Elise, I am always giving tests. You know, whenever I can.
You are the man of tests. It's always a test. Always a test.
But
I hate when you test me, but you do.
But the thing is, you just don't know that they're a test.
That's the truth. You don't know if it's a test or not.
That's right.
Sometimes I pray that it's a test. Just a test. I hope it's just a test.
And there is a little test out there to see if a guy, your guy, any guy, is really into you.
Oh, okay. And what is that test?
Well, you see, guys are extremely competitive. You know.
Oh, yes.
So it only makes sense that they would want to show you off, you know, or, you know, show you to the world because we're proud of you, right?
I would hope so.
Okay. Now, if I bought myself a new Ferrari, you can bet I'm going to
you're going to
announce
show it off.
That's right. To
You're
all
going to
my
tell
friends,
everybody.
their friends, and any strangers who show up.
Absolutely. I watch you do it with the Maserati.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
You do that.
Now, if I don't, there's something wrong.
Something wrong with the car or something wrong with you?
What? No,
Both?
There's something wrong if you don't show off your girl.
Oh,
or you're the
oh.
girl and he's not showing you off
Of
because
course.
you're his new Ferrari.
Absolutely.
So there's this simple and highly effective first test of
Okay.
how
What
into
is
you he really is.
What is it?
Okay. Number one, the question is how eager is he to spend time with you when there is a 0 chance of getting some?
Ah,
You see?
that's huge.
Okay.
That is huge.
That's right. And it's one of my favorite daytime tests is going on a daytime date. Now, the chances of him having sex with you while having a morning cappuccino, not at Starbucks, maybe a Dunkachino, a Macchiato, what are those things called?
I don't want to talk about it right now.
Okay, but we're
I'm
not-
feeling very badly.
Right.
You know, I'm losing my my flat weight.
Okay. So there is no chance he's going to have sex with you if you're having morning coffee together at the diner. You know it's a
No.
0. So you put him to this test. If he's really interested in you, he'll jump at the chance to spend time with you.
Absolutely.
You know, just, not late at night when sex is likely.
Or, you know, sex is likely really anytime. You know that. We've talked about that. That's not the point. There needs to be other factors brought into other areas brought into the relationship. Like going and having a cup of coffee together, like having a salad together for lunch, like going to the mall because you need to pick something up, like going to run errands with you. Those are the kinds of things, you know, or just
Like going to the phone store because you can't figure out how your phone works. And
those are the things.
yes, those are things, yes.
Yes, those are some things. But, I mean, all right, you don't necessarily have to go to the phone store. You can do that with your platonic friend. But aside from that, there are just other things. Going to a movie, you know? I mean, the likelihood, honestly, of having sex in public is not necessarily going to happen. But, you know, there's a little bit of, you know, TLC that could be happening.
Of course.
You know?
Of course.
You know, hand holding, a little kiss, you know, a wispy kiss on the cheek is always so sexy and sweet.
Oh, getting a toothache.
I can knock that tooth out for you. That's no
Yeah,
problem.
I know. Well, yeah, another way to test his real interest in you and also includes asking him to drive you to the airport or to meet or to meet him for lunch with your mom.
Uh-huh.
What?
Nothing.
This is a test.
I'm laughing.
Okay. All right. Ladies, let me be clear. If you used just these 2 ridiculously simple tests, your dating life would have less drama and the world would be very different. A happier place. At least for women it would be anyway.
I agree. I agree. I think that's great.
So if you just joined us, you are listening to Anthony, Vincent, and Elise.
That's
we
me.
are Trend Radio.
We are.
Right here on 920 AM. And what we do is we talk about romance, love, lust, and sex.
Mostly sex.
That's right. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about how or why you can or cannot have sex without getting emotionally attached.
Yeah, that doesn't, yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, it's tough, you know.
Yeah, it really is. Those, you know, it's hard to keep the emotions out of it.
It really is. Now, and I'm going to tell you the reason why.
Tell me why.
Scientists have isolated the hormones and brain structures that may be responsible for romantic attachment.
Really?
That's right. And is it possible to manipulate them to have sex without those annoying fuzzy feelings?
I honestly don't know. I mean, I think it is, but I don't know. I just honestly don't know. Those feelings get in the way.
They do.
They just get in the way.
They do. Vanessa, we'll call her.
Okay.
Okay. She swore off casual sex after an incident at her friend's bachelorette party.
Okay.
She had arranged a Tinder hookup at 2:00 in the morning.
Can I say one thing though?
Sure.
I think you can keep the emotions out of it if it's a one-night stand. If you're just in the mood for just good human contact and good sex, I think you can keep the emotions out of it.
Well,
it's when
keep listening.
I'm going to listen, okay?
Keep
I'll do less this and more listening.
Oh, no. I'm nothing without you interrupting me, darling.
Okay, then I will make sure I do.
Okay, good. I love that. So anyway,
Yeah.
so she's at this bachelorette party. She's drinking her vodka through a penis-shaped straw.
Okay.
And eventually she's meeting up with this guy for some sex that she characterized was just okay. The sex partner was even less impressive. She said, I loathed him and everything he stood for with every fiber of my being.
Now, that right there, loathing, is actually a very strong emotion.
It is.
Yes. Wow.
She was just horny, which is a stronger emotion.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Now, still, she found herself enthralled with him afterwards.
Well,
Every
I guess
fiber of her being was screaming to never let him go.
I guess he brought her somewhere that she hadn't been in a while.
The kitchen?
I don't think that's what it is.
That's you know, I had a girlfriend, and just a lovely girl, and I was talking romance to her, and I said to her, baby, I'm going to bring you somewhere where you have never ever been before. She said, oh my God, I'm so excited. Where are you going to take me, baby?
And you said the kitchen.
I said the kitchen.
Yes, I know you. Oh boy, very funny.
Now, yeah. This happens all the time. You know, they just can't help it. You know, my friend told me that his girl once said to him, don't go soft on me now. It was supposed to be just a thing. Now they're married.
Are they? I guess in a matter of speaking.
I guess they are.
Wow. Don't go soft on me.
Now, this really is an all too familiar situation. You know, you decide to have sex with someone, you know, who you really have no interest in dating, only to find that yourself, you know, you're bizarrely attached to them in the morning. What the heck is that all about?
I do not know. I don't know what that's about. I don't. Because I think that you can actually, I know it's hard to not get the emotions in, but I think you can do it. I don't know how exactly, but I think it can be done. I see people do it all the time.
It is very difficult, and there are a few techniques.
Okay, so let's learn them.
Well, let me tell you about
What is
Lucy.
Lucy?
Lucy.
Okay.
Lucy says, I always want to date people I have sex with, even if I don't like them.
Now, why would you want to date somebody that you don't like?
Well, you see,
And why would you have sex with somebody that you don't like?
sometimes you
Well,
just
I
can't
understand
help
in the
yourself.
beginning. I understand in the beginning. But after deciding that you know, if you're looking for just a sex partner, because I have friends that just do that. You know, they're just looking to have somebody in their life that, you know, is a human being, that's not a doll, and that they can actually just have, you know, human contact with, because they're not interested in being with anybody. They just want to have sex. And they'll choose somebody who's clean.
You have friends like that?
Stop it. You know these friends of mine.
I do.
Yes, you do, and you can't have them.
Oh, jeez. You know, you are no fun.
I am.
It used to be fun doing this show with you. Now,
I'm fun. I'm a lot of fun. But anyway, so I'm curious, though, how you would be able to do that without the emotion really getting in after a number of times, because that's what happens. It's at first, it's fine. You know, you're having sex, whatever. Yeah, come on over. Yeah. Or yeah, I'll come to you. Whatever. Yeah, sure. We can go get a hamburger, whatever. But then something clicks, something happens, and you actually find yourself enjoying the time with the person.
you're absolutely right.
And that's what happens.
Romantic attachments work in very mysterious ways. You know, and they really think that it's a result of a complex cocktail of hormones, neurobiological processes, and social conditioning.
Social conditioning.
That's
I
right.
was going to actually say something about the social aspect of it.
That's right.
That's where it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And before you know it, that's when you go soft. It's not in the bedroom necessarily. It's when you're outside of the bedroom, when you're having the conversation.
That's right.
When you're laughing about something, that happened, when you're sharing a moment together. That's when it happens.
Scientists have learned a few hormone and brain structures that may be responsible for those crazy little texts that that you may send at night. Not you, but
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, and researchers have concluded it was vasopressin and oxytocin, and they are the magic ingredients for lifelong monogamy. It binds the two together until death do they part.
Really? That's interesting. That's very interesting. And it kind of makes you wonder, though, how do people who go into something only looking for a sexual encounter end up being married?
Well, it happens.
It does.
Yeah. What it is, it's the vasopressin in males. It stimulates territorial behavior.
Oh, does it really?
That's
yes,
right.
it does.
It's a more possessive bond. And
well, men are definitely more possessive than women.
oh, absolutely.
I know some women that are very possessive, but men take the cake.
Yeah, we have a friend. We're trying to say just leave.
Just stop.
Yeah, just stop.
Just stop. Walk away. He's an idiot.
Even if it's for a week or two.
I'm thinking 3, but
It'll
I think
make a difference.
3 is the magic number. Believe me, 3 is the magic number. But I'm really thinking that you need to do this, my love. You need to stop.
Now, in the males, the vasopressin is the possessive bond, but the female depends more on oxytocin.
Oh, yeah. It's the feeling, the feel
right.
good.
Yeah. Although males release that hormone also.
Absolutely. But women need to feel good, and they also need to feel safe.
Yes, they do.
And that's really important. You don't realize that. You think, oh my God, no, I don't need to feel safe. And how is this man going to make me feel safe? By treating you with respect. By not letting anyone hurt you or say anything about you or do anything like my girlfriend's going through right now.
Okay, getting back to...
I'm upset about that.
There was a saying, if he loves you, let him go.
If he comes back to you, he's yours. If he doesn't, he never was. That's the saying.
No, my ending was a little bit different.
That is actually the saying.
If he doesn't, hunt him down with a big stick and beat him till he's dead. And I guess it didn't go that way.
No.
All right, getting back to
beat
oxytocin.
Him to a stick till he's dead.
Well, almost dead.
A wooden spoon stick? Is that the one?
A wooden spoon is a little different. That's anyway. Let's get back to the oxytocin. Now, oxytocin is produced in the hypothalamus, and
I love when he says these words.
Hey, I have an education. I have a full junior college degree. Where was I?
There's a cocktail.
Yes, okay. Now, oxytocin produced in the hypothalamus is linked to a wide range of social behaviors.
Yes, it is.
And it's maternal bonding, attachment forming, reading and recognizing social cues. And in females, oxytocin combined with dopamine create a really strong sense of attachment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's exactly what happens from your brain when you're feeling good with somebody. And that's where it's difficult to not have an emotional attachment because attachment's already forming.
That's right. That's right. There's like a cocktail of chemicals going on in the female brain, and one of them is oxytocin. And it makes the brain absorb social cues of, of your sexual partner. Things like their face, their smell, how they smell, how they sound.
And that is amazing because you're almost like, when you do a cue for the dog, and the dog comes running, every time the dog hears the bell, okay?
Yes.
It's like that.
That's Pavlov's dogs.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. You hear the sound of their voice, and all of a sudden it's starting to flow through you. The oxytocin, you smell them, and the dopamine kicks in, and then before you know it, you just need to be with that person because that's where your feel good center
right.
is.
Yep. We've talked about this 100 times on the show, that experiment where there were 5 couples.
Yes.
The guys slept in their T-shirts.
For 5 days or 2 days or whatever it was.
And they threw each T-shirt in a separate jar.
And each woman was able to pick out her guy's T-shirt.
All 5 picked their guy's T-shirt
Absolutely.
out the first time.
Of course.
Because they know their smell.
Absolutely. And that's key. It's huge.
Now, the dopamine and the oxytocin are linked in the brains, and the attachment grows. It's where the bonding comes from, and it takes place in part of your brain that's involved with addiction.
Yes. We've discussed this. We've discussed addiction, and that's where sex addicts come in as well.
Yeah. I've been wanting to go to what is that called? A Sex Anonymous meeting?
You want to go?
I want to go.
Oh,
I
maybe
think
we
it'd be
could
great
take notes. Yeah, it'd be good for the show.
I think so, too.
Absolutely. All right, we'll go.
And
I'll look it up.
I might be able to meet a couple of girls.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I know you will definitely be able to. Yeah.
Anyway,
That would be mean, though.
I wasn't serious.
No,
I
but
was
for real, could you imagine a guy going to a sex addicts meeting because he's a sex addict and he's going to meet other women that he knows are sex addicts, even though they're trying to be in recovery?
There was a sitcom. And
that's awful.
I don't remember the name of it. It only lasted half a season or so. But it was about a guy that would go to the sex addicts meetings. So he could meet girls. It was very, very funny.
I never saw that.
I'm telling you, it was on for half a season. So anyway, back to the human brain. It contains both oxytocin and vasopressin receptors. Now, Dr. Young, a researcher at Emory University, explains that humans release massive amounts of oxytocin during sex.
Oh, definitely. But we know that.
Yes. And he says that breast and cervical stimulation during sex are known to release large amounts of oxytocin into the female brain.
Really?
Yes.
I imagine that it would release it into anyone's brain if you're doing something like that, because the receptors are there for men too.
I suppose.
Huh.
Anyway,
what do you know?
Yeah. And with females, that's compounded by an additional oxytocin dump post-orgasm.
I'm thinking that this is like huge. This whole dump of oxytocin is like when you're doing massive amounts of drugs as well.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Yes,
and I guess it would
yes.
depend on the drug because all drugs are addictive, really.
Yeah. That's
because of the chemical reaction that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So this sexual feeling is also like that. So it's like you're doing a couple of lines or something.
Oh, my God. You are amazing. Research.
Well, because that's what happens.
It
and
is.
It's really
It's
fast.
exactly what happens.
If you're doing, crack or cocaine, or if you're snorting something, I should say, it automatically goes to the brain. It automatically goes into your bloodstream. It's like a dump.
Yes.
Of a chemical release. That's part of the study.
Research from Dr. Helen Fisher of Indiana University has shown that when you scan the brains of people in love, they exhibit activities in parts of the brain that produce and distribute dopamine. The same regions that become active when you take cocaine.
Yeah. And do you know why I know this? Because she has my maiden name. Okay, so I share that with her.
Okay.
That's interesting. Okay.
Now, romantic attachments is really an evolutionary hang-up, geared to encourage us, to pair bond. And thus, it ensures that our offspring have the best possible chance of survival.
Yes. True.
Now, the thing is that human offspring, they take so long to develop. The mother's nursing the baby for years.
No. Some are.
Yes, some they
are.
should be. Oh, here we go again. You should breastfeed that child for as long as you can.
There
Whether
are
it's
some
a
women
year that are lazy and they don't.
No, there
Here
are
we
some
go.
women that actually
She's a lazy breastfeeder.
Oh, my God. There are some women that breastfeed their kids till they're 5, and that's wrong.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. That's disgusting. It's wrong. There's no 5-year-old that should ever be attached to their mother's breast.
Everything a child needs is in that breast.
Okay. I'm not having this conversation
All right.
with you, okay?
All righty. So let's go back to history.
And if you call me lazy one more time, you'll be sorry. Just saying.
Historically, it was beneficial for sexual partners to develop a bond so that they could work together to raise healthy offspring.
Okay.
Okay. Now, but can this bond be prevented?
What do you mean?
Well, since oxytocin and vasopressin are thought to create this annoying, fuzzy post-sex attachment, is it possible to manipulate these hormones in order to avoid drunk crying after your most recent one-night stand?
So you want to hear something?
Tell me.
Go right to Pretty Woman, Julia Roberts. Okay?
Uh-huh.
She specifically said no kissing. She wasn't going to have eye contact with Richard Gere, and she wasn't going to kiss him.
Oh, my God.
In this movie, Pretty Woman, remember, she's the
Yes, I
prostitute.
remember.
And remember how they fell in love.
Yes.
Because somehow, some way,
He looked at her.
he brought her face. He turned her face with the chin, and then he kissed her.
Oh.
And that, he broke the rules. No, it was a lot deeper than that. He fell in love with her. And it was like a fairy tale, lovely thing. But aside from any of that, her goal, because she was a prostitute, she didn't want to have any emotion with these people. So that was what it was. She did not make eye contact, but her rule was no kissing. So interesting.
So, Dr. Young says the first step in controlling love hormones is avoiding eye contact. It is known that prolonged eye contact increases oxytocin release in the brain.
Ay.
Now, you're making an intimate connection with their face and eyes particularly.
Absolutely. It's all in the eyes.
That's right. And this is going to the brain, and it's rewarding. Love and attachment are very much like an addiction. They've got a lot of the same chemicals.
Yes.
So if you avoid the eye contact, you avoid some of those chemicals going in.
Yes, that is the truth. That is absolutely true. I've done that.
Have you really?
I have.
Wow.
Yeah, if I don't want to have a strong connection with somebody, I've, in the past, honestly, if I didn't want to have a strong connection, I just wouldn't look into their eyes for an extended period of time. That's the truth.
Wow. Okay.
Interesting.
And you see, I think this is my problem. When I talk to somebody,
Oh no, I
I look them in the eyes.
That's different. I'm not talking about that.
Oh.
When you always should look them in the eyes. Because you want to make sure that you can trust them and that they can trust you.
Yeah. And
That's a huge thing.
yeah.
I'm talking about something completely different.
Okay. We got to look up an article. And we'll talk about it. Not now, but we'll talk about it next week. Why more women are having sex on drugs?
Having sex on drugs?
That women are having sex while they're taking drugs. And more women are doing this. And we got to find out about it. And we'll talk about it next week.
Okay.
Alrighty. And I think it's got to do with that oxytocin and vasopressin release in the brain. And which I'm going to be talking about in a couple of minutes. Because on the subject of addiction, it could be helpful to have sex on drugs, if you're looking to avoid that emotional bond. And cocaine, that's a methamphetamine, and it increases a dopamine secretion. And dopamine is what's involved in creating those pair bonds in the first place.
Oh, wow.
So if you increase the dopamine prior to the intimate moment, it won't have the same impact later.
Ah, see that. There's always a cocktail
Yes.
for you.
That's right.
You can always learn about a cocktail.
So in other words, if you get high before getting it on, you're less likely to associate the attachment of the oxytocin with your sex partner.
Isn't that interesting?
Because it'll be the drugs that are making you feel good, not your partner.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
That's probably what the reason is then, that women have sex on drugs.
That's right. They don't
And that's probably the reason why some will actually say, I don't feel like doing that today. I just want you. I just want to be with you.
Oh,
yeah.
How sweet.
Some will do that.
They will? Okay, I don't know. Well, anyway, so, the drugs might be useful in, cultivating intentional heartlessness.
You know what? I have to tell you.
What?
One of my friends actually said to me that she actually said this. I couldn't believe it. She told her guy one day, because they were having a few issues, she told him, I think I need to get high just to have sex with you. Just to be with you. And you know what he did?
What?
He said, no, not today. I think we need to talk then. That was interesting.
Well, he said the right thing.
He certainly did.
He really
I laughed.
did say the right
I said,
thing.
you see that? He's not a bad guy. That was good. So go on.
If you're joining us just now, I'm Anthony Vincent.
And
this is
I'm Elise.
And we're talking about sex on drugs. And
actually, how to have sex without getting emotionally attached.
it's usually the drugs that do that. Alcohol could have a reverse effect on women.
What do you mean?
Well, when guys drink, they become promiscuous, and it prevents them from bonding.
Yeah, girls, I can see. I mean, it depends on how much they actually drink. If they have just 1 or 2 glasses of wine, I think they're okay. They feel a little sexy.
Right.
Anything more than that, or something harder than that, could really make it so that you don't feel like having sex.
I don't know, because, the same doesn't apply for women who drink.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm talking about women.
Oh,
If it just doesn't, when females drink a lot of alcohol, it increases the likelihood that they're going to bond prematurely. It's not the same thing.
That's right. And, as a guy, we don't want anything premature. Just saying.
I know. I get it. I understand.
Humans are the only species where men have adopted the strategy of breast stimulation during sex.
Really?
What it does is it stimulates the oxytocin release. I said that a little earlier.
Yes, you did.
And the breast has become, in humans, a point of sexual attraction and foreplay.
Absolutely. But I think it's also for men too, because you were saying before just for women. I think men also are very reactive to nipple play.
Oh.
I do.
Okay. It is a way to activate the oxytocin system.
Absolutely.
I guess it's coaxing the female's brain to become attached to the sexual partner.
Okay, and also, again, the male brain too. There is... I'm going to find an article about nipple play for men, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about.
Okay. So, to sum things up, if you're still finding yourself inexplicably devoted to the mysterious human lying next to you, don't fret. sex therapist Nan Weiss urges you to remember that we really are nothing but mammals.
How about ending with that thought? Wow.
Okay. Could do that. These feelings are really natural, and they're wired in mammalians, and we are a mammalian.
Okay.
I never heard of a I heard of a mameluke, but not a
Yeah,
mammalian.
I haven't heard of that word either. But yeah, we are all wired to feel a certain way, and that's what happens. And we all know about chemistry. I mean, we've had that conversation.
Yes, we have.
And the talk of connection, and we form a connection or a bond when we're releasing so many chemicals,
That's right.
feel-good chemicals. We just want more of them.
We want more. Humans, have a self-awareness and the intellectual ability to understand that that's why they're feeling the way they feel, and that it's not necessarily real.
That's right. It's not necessarily real, but it feels so real. So we make it real, and then that sometimes becomes an issue.
It can.
Yes.
That's psychology.
Unless we're both feeling the same thing. Mm-hmm.
Well, knowing your brain's been flooded with these powerful chemical highness, it.
That's a good word. Highness.
Well, it'll eventually dissipate.
Yes. That is the truth. That's like when, the first section, the first part of your romance, it's all la la la, lovey-dovey, beautiful, and then life sets in.
That's right. That's the honeymoon stage.
Exactly. And so, if you can get past that and then still want to be with that partner, that's amazing. That's a beautiful thing.
Yes, it is. So recognize, loyal listeners, that you're simply in the grip of a fleeting chemical romance. So set your genitals free. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break, and Trend Radio continues right after this on 920 The Jersey. I'm Anthony Vincent of Anthony Vincent Salon. Time for another fun and fabulous beauty tip with our tip chick. And here she is.
Got flat hair? Want to blow it up? Squeeze and tease. You're volumized. Now it's supersized. Say hello to beautiful.
Want your beauty question answered on the air? Email us now from AnthonyVincentSalon.com. Remember, for the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Call us now at 609-448-2212. You'll be glad you did. And we're back.
So we are.
So, Elise,
Yes, Anthony.
do you know that there are some crazy, confusing things that guys do, and that
Yes, I do know that. There are.
it really means that they like you?
Yes, I do know that
It
too.
really does.
It starts when you're 5, when they pull your hair on the playground.
Yes.
They pull those pigtails. That's when it starts. Like, why would they hurt you? It's because they like you.
Because they like you.
Yes.
And then they live happily ever after.
Sometimes.
But the signs that he likes you really aren't always so obvious.
Oh, like what?
Well, sometimes a guy will send a very clear signal. He'll text you, he'll call you, or
Yes,
he'll send roses for no reason at all. Guys, don't do that.
Why?
Do not send those roses for no reason at all. Don't send flowers. The girls don't appreciate. We see that coming in all the time. These
I beg
guys
to
are
differ.
sending our single
I think
stylist
that,
roses and
and they
flowers.
get so excited. These girls appreciate it so much.
It's really corny, and nothing ever becomes
I
of it.
do not think that's corny. I think that's a beautiful thing. Guys, don't listen to him. You don't want to send flowers, but no, it's a very lovely thing. Oh, are you kidding? And you know what's even lovelier? When you're presented with just one.
Yeah.
One flower. I think that's a beautiful thing.
Guys, just tell her you like her. Simple as that.
And sometimes, I just want you to know this. Words are lovely, but it's actions. Actions that matter.
you don't know somebody, so what are you sending them flowers for? And in this economy today, flowers are very expensive. And then 2 days later, they're all dried out because they've been sitting in the florist for 3 weeks before.
I got nothing. I got nothing on that.
Hey.
Oh, boy.
Hey, we know florists. We know the old flowers.
Okay.
They're the ones that are in the back. And that... What?
Nothing.
All right,
Okay.
Elise, let's get on track.
I'm not.
You know, you're always off track.
I didn't get off track.
All righty.
Okay.
We're talking about the dumb things guys do when they like
Okay,
you.
yes. Because
Okay.
sometimes guys are dumb.
That's right.
Yes.
So, well, I definitely agree with that. So, you know, he's texting you, he's calling you, he actually tells you he likes you.
Uh-huh.
When this happens, it's easy to feel secure in a relationship. He likes
Yes.
you. You
Yeah.
like him. The world is full of rainbows and kittens. But more often than
Sunshine,
not...
lollipops, and rainbows.
That's right. But more often, the signs that a guy likes you are vague. They're confusing. And sometimes you need a decoder ring to figure out
Yes.
what the heck is going on.
Sometimes you need a decoder ring to figure out any guy,
That's right.
especially your co-host. Just saying.
Well, people, consider us, Elise, here, your own personal man behavior decoder ring.
Decoder ring. I was going to say, we're the decoder ring.
That's right. That's right. And one of the signs that he likes you is his level of seriousness.
Oh.
Yes.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, he may seem quiet. He may come off even a little bit boring.
Or aloof?
Aloof, yes. Now, it can seem a little bit like he's conducting an interview at times.
Maybe he's nervous.
He is. And
Maybe he's just aloof because he's nervous.
and playing it safe.
Could be.
I think. Another sign that a man likes you involves his approach.
Like what?
Well, it's in the way he says and he does things, like waiting exactly 3 days to call you.
Oh, yeah. When they're,
Is that the rule, 3 days?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah.
Wait 3 days, give her time to, get it in her head, that let her miss you, that kind of thing.
Well, and also because he fears the spontaneity.
Oh.
And
Well, what if she doesn't answer right away? And what if she doesn't do this? And what if she doesn't respond? And what if she doesn't want to go out with me again? Yeah, I can understand him waiting.
you know,
But don't you think it's better to just get it over with? Just see if it's going to happen or if it's not.
yeah, and
I guess we don't have to worry about that, so it's not
yeah, that's
the
right.
same thing. Yeah.
That's right. I've been with my lady like 26 years. 26 beautiful, long, and loving years.
31 for me.
Oh, you always have to outdo me, don't you?
I can't help
Thank
myself.
you. You're going to cut that out. That she can't see. She can't help herself.
I can't help myself. I'm telling the truth. It's a matter of truth. I tell the truth.
See, and I tell stuff for good radio.
I think I'm good for radio too.
Anyway, honey, thank you for putting up with me for so long.
Yes, thank you, Ida.
Alrighty, so another way a guy might manifest himself is through hyper
what?
masculinity.
Masculinity.
Yes,
you
yes.
said it. Hyper masculinity.
That's me. Working with all those women, I got too damn much estrogen flying around me. I need that hyper masculinity.
You do.
He might act like a macho man. In fact, in the late 70s and the early 80s, I had a personalized license plate on my Corvette. It said macho.
I believe that. I believe that. You wanted to let everybody know that you are macho.
I'm the macho man.
Uh-huh. And that's probably the reason why everybody thinks, or a lot of these other people think, that you're gay. because of, Macho Man on your license plate.
No, it's because all of those women around me, I'm told all the time, Anthony, take the whisper and the lisp out of your voice when you're talking on the radio. You sound a little feminine there.
It's all that estrogen.
Well, that's right. I try to shower it off every night.
Yeah.
And every morning.
It's inside you.
Yeah.
It's in you.
Well, guys, they're just putting on a show. And men often go into this masculine mode, and because it's the safe traditional gender role, and especially when they're not sure what else to do.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. And believe it or not, another one of the signs that he really likes you is when he insults you.
What?
It's when he insults you, like you do to me all the time.
I do not insult you.
You insult me all the time. I know you like me.
I love you.
Like you love
but
me. It's right.
I don't insult you. Ever.
I don't know.
How?
I got 137 recordings that I hear an insult on every one of them.
Now that's not fair. I do not insult you.
That's right. You don't. Let's move on. Okay. Now, this insulting is an awkward attempt to create an emotional spark.
Okay, like what would they say that's insulting?
Like
what, you look fat in that dress?
No. It's like, oh, hello there, Elise. I heard all the pretty girls come to this bar. Where are they?
Oh, that would be awful.
Oh, let me tell you, believe it or not, that crap works every time.
I heard all the pretty girls come to this bar. Where are they? And they're saying this to the guy saying this to the girl. He'd be lucky to get out alive.
No,
okay?
no. Well, see, that's because you're like mature.
No, I would be horrified if somebody said that to me.
It's funny.
I don't think I don't think that's funny to a girl who doesn't know the guy. She doesn't know him yet.
I'm telling you, it works. I've seen it over and over again.
You would never say that.
I would never say that, but
yeah.
But I have friends that do.
That's awful.
And I guess it's the way you say it. It's the way you say it.
I guess everything is the way you say it.
It's not what you say. It's the way you say it.
It's how you say it. Yeah, exactly.
But I have a friend of mine that I used to go out with, and that was one of his lines.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Well, ironically, one of the biggest signs that he likes you is his cockiness and bragging.
Oh, absolutely. That I know.
That's right. And
yeah, when they brag, ladies, when they brag, they just want you to know how great they are, how wonderful they are, how great they are for you.
That's right.
That's what that's about.
The men bragging, it's an attempt to build value. Mm-hmm. And they want to impress you.
It's their ego.
He simply wants you to see what he can offer.
Yeah, it's their ego.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. They have such big egos, these little guys.
At least he's trying to sell. He's trying to sell you and sell himself, so that you'll give him the time of day, and then maybe your phone number.
Absolutely. What else is there?
Okay. Among the final signs that he loves you is that he doesn't initiate physical contact.
Oh.
Now, this may turn awkward, if you're giving him the green light. Now, guys...
Oh, yeah, he doesn't want to ruin it.
Right. And guys don't recognize the green light,
Oh, some guys do.
Right, but some don't. And maybe you just have to say something like, give it to me, Daddy.
Okay.
All right. Now, despite popular belief, men don't always jump at the chance to have sex.
Yeah, no, I know that. That is true.
And if he's a little bit slow to respond to your advances, he might simply be afraid of moving too quickly, just like you said, and ruining the relationship.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So, even if you're giving him the green light, he still might fear rejection or ruining the chance at a real connection with you. So, and that can be enough to make him keep his hands to himself for just a little bit.
For a little while, yeah. Until he feels that it's the right time.
That's right.
I can appreciate that, though.
Yeah, you understand, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, if you go into the dating world assuming that he does like you and that he is interested and that you do have a chance together, your odds of finding a relationship skyrocket.
Wow. Very cool.
What it does is it shows you're open,
Yeah.
you're comfortable,
See?
and you're not afraid to like him back.
I love that. Taking a quick break. Trend Radio continues after this on 920 The Jersey.
I'm Anthony Vincent of Anthony Vincent Salon. Time for another fun and fabulous beauty tip with our tip chick. And here she is.
Got chemistry? Is your salon consistent, happy, edgy, magical, impeccable, satisfying, trendy? Are you ready for anything? Say hello to beautiful.
Remember, for the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Call us now at 609-448-2212. You'll be glad you did. I'm Anthony Vincent of Anthony Vincent Salon. Time for another fun and fabulous beauty tip with our tip chick. And here she is.
Got dry and brittle? Squeeze a little protein pomade into that parched mane. Say hello to beautiful.
Want your beauty question answered on the air? Email us now from anthonyvincentsalon.com. Remember, for the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Call us now at 609-448-2212. You'll be glad you did.
Elise, guys.
Yes, Anthony. Yes.
You know that guys are a little dumb when it comes to
Yes,
new
Anthony, I know.
relationships. You know that.
I do.
And we here at Trend Radio are always telling you to give that poor guy a little bit of help.
Absolutely. He's working without tools.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But some people think you need to play hard to get.
Yeah, I don't know that I necessarily agree with that. I mean, it's one thing to step back and play hard to get for a moment.
For a moment.
But not for too long, because you're going to lose them.
That's right. And Elise and I here at Trend Radio are going to help you with an attractive way to play hard to get every time.
Absolutely. And before we tell you what that is, I want you to email me now at trendradio920@gmail.com, and I'm going to send you a $50 gift certificate from Anthony Vincent Salon to have your hair done or your makeup done or to have anything done to make you feel absolutely beautiful. Now you can tell them what to do.
Okay. It's no secret that men love a challenge.
Absolutely.
And while women tend to see falling in love as fate-driven, men don't usually step up their game unless they feel like they have to. and that brings us to your new dating plan of action, playing hard to get.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now,
for a little while,
because it's a little bit high schoolish, and playing hard to get comes with some serious benefits. Not only are you putting yourself more in control of your love life, but you're also displaying your self-worth to the world in a way that makes you attractive to others.
And it's creating a need on the other side.
That's
because
right.
At this point, he not only wants you, he knows and he thinks he needs you. I'm telling you, when you do that, but just for a little while. Otherwise, it wears down.
Now, the first thing you're going to need is a coy look. And you can visit our salon for that. In fact, Elise
Absolutely.
just gave a gift certificate, and we can do a $50 mini makeover for you to give you just the look that gets the looks.
Absolutely.
And you need a little self-control. After all, if he's cute, it's sometimes you can't help yourself.
I understand not being able to help yourself, but have confidence also. Self-control and self-confidence. Make sure that you have confidence. You, even if you're a tiny little short little thing, you stand tall.
Okay. And wear a smile.
Oh,
You're never
always
completely
wear.
dressed.
I always say that.
You know, for some reason, it's engraved in gals, in their brains that guys are just too dumb to realize that you like them.
Some are.
So it's up to you, ladies, to let them know. I say this all the time.
But some are dumb.
Then make them work for your attention because you deserve somebody who's really willing to put in the effort.
Absolutely.
And if the effort doesn't start in the beginning,
It's
then
never gonna be
it
there.
Never will. You're right.
It's never going to be there.
Let him know that you're interested, but not too interested.
Absolutely.
And don't take everything he says as the truth. You know,
God. Definitely don't take everything as the truth.
Unfortunately,
Weed
people
through
lie.
it.
Oh, that's right.
Weed through it.
Sometimes you don't always know what you're getting yourself into.
That's true.
Ask some questions, dig, figure out the person who they really are. At least you're really the best at this.
Absolutely.
You are.
I always find
You
the
are.
true the truth.
After reining in your male suitor, you might be tempted to fall into a comfort zone of like 24-hour texting and getting as far up each other's butts as possible. But your time is precious.
Don't waste your time on somebody who's non-responsive.
That's right. And you won't even remember him in 20 years.
No, you won't remember him in 2 weeks.
Make him prove that he's deserving of your time by letting him know that you do not have a lot of time to spare.
Absolutely. Make yourself busy.
So let his calls go to voicemail and wait to text back. Not
Always.
immediately, and not 3 days.
Yeah, don't wait 3 days, but 3 hours is fine.
And be careful because these techniques could backfire. But trust me, you are worth the effort
Absolutely.
to get to know. I'm Anthony Vincent. You've been listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Do you want more? Go right to our website, 920thejersey.com, click on demand, and scroll directly to us.
And get the lowdown on getting down. Tune into your bad boy inside you.
Or your bad girl.
Listen each week. We always have something sexy to say. Got questions? Email us now at trendradio920@gmail.com. You'll be glad you did.
And remember, your smile is your logo, your personality is your business card.
But how you make people feel, well, that becomes your trademark.
I'm Anthony Vincent,
And I'm Elise.
and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye for now.